Would I be the asshole if I didn't let my daughter go to Orlando even though she paid for it? My daughter Ella is 15. When she started high school last year, we were told the band would be going on this field trip to Orlando. Of course, the trip was expensive. Since Ella is growing up, my husband and I decided that if she wanted to go, she would have to pay half of the cost. Ella agreed, and she started spending weekends or teacher workdays on holidays babysitting her siblings 5M, 9F for $22 an hour. Either my husband or I would stay home and make sure everything was alright, and if there were times that both of us had to be out of the house, we'd make sure to ask our neighbors to keep an eye out and pay Ella $25 an hour. We were never gone for more than 2 hours. With babysitting, some family members graciously providing her with money to help her out, cleaning, and some money she had already saved, Ella was able to make a good amount of money, which we were so proud of her for and made sure to voice this to her. Ella was able to make enough money quickly, so we were planning to sign her up for the trip. But earlier this week, I was informed that Ella had been mistreating a girl in her grade for having a mental illness, writing awful notes and putting them in the girl's bag, spreading disgusting and derogatory rumors, posting things about her online. It's a whole mess, and when I was called in, I could barely even listen the moment after I was told my daughter was bullying someone. I thought I had raised her right, told her to treat everyone with respect and kindness. I've never seen any sort of signs or behavior that would ever indicate that Ella even thought badly about others, and now after 15 years I'm told she fat-shamed a little 14-year-old girl. Her excuse being that someone with an illness shouldn't be allowed to get a higher test score than her. Ella was given a suspension, but it's very short. The school's motto is that they don't tolerate bullying at all, yet it feels as if she was only given a slap on the wrist and told not to do it again. It also feels wrong that I'm thinking this way, but I do think that there should be more done. The girl Ella had been bullying is also in the band, and I'm pretty sure she will be going to Orlando. Would it be wrong if I didn't allow Ella to go on the trip? She paid for half of the trip, but I don't think she deserves to go. I can't think of any other way to punish her. She loves to read and isn't on her phone often. She has a good amount of friends, but doesn't hang out with them often. What am I supposed to do? Take away her books and make her hang out with her friends more? Yeah. I think the trip is a good lesson, but my husband and a good friend of mine don't agree with the decision, the reasoning being that Ella worked for that money. I understand what they mean, which is why of course I'll let Ella keep what she earned, just not let her go on that trip. I don't want that girl to have any possibility of being bullied again. Would I be the asshole? WIBTA? She did a great job earning the money for her band trip. She bullied another kid and has to face the consequences. Both of these things can be and are true. It sounds like a fair punishment to me. The consequence is that she lost the privilege to go on this cool trip. Even though it's been in the works for a long time, the trip is still a privilege. She also lost your trust in her ability to behave appropriately when you're not around, so how could you let her go? You obviously want to ensure the girl's emotional safety on the trip, and you can't trust your daughter to help with that. I wish more parents thought like you do. You save the money you get to go on a field trip. You subject another human being to horrific emotional abuse, you lose that field trip. All of our actions have consequences. Not just the positive ones. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. Schools historically don't step in until the bullying gets to a significant extent and rarely ever suspend unless it's bad, which it sounds like it was. She needs to understand the severity of bullying, especially someone who has struggles they cannot control. I'd hate to think of how stressful the trip may be for her victim, knowing she's going to have to interact with her tormentor. The girl doesn't deserve that, regardless of how much money your daughter saved up. Bullying kills, point blank. If I was you, I would have a meeting with the school and ask her why she still has the privilege of going to camp if she's not in good standing. At most schools, these privileges are only open to students in good standing. It would be good if you and the school are on the same page and united in communicating how unacceptable her behavior is. You gave earlier permission based on the trust you had in her. Sadly, she has proved that trust was misplaced and she has lost your trust. In this pre-adult stage, it would be valuable if hard to learn the consequences of losing trust and of damaging her reputation. Being a good parent is so hard. I feel for you. Nta? Not the asshole. But you need to do more. Ella has some serious personality problems that need correcting. She probably doesn't even understand the full extent of the consequences that her obnoxious behavior could cause. Banning her from the trip to Orlando will hopefully teach her that bad behavior loses her things that she really wants. However, it won't teach her the actual effects of what she has done on the victim. Bullying usually causes emotional damage for the victim, and certainly can worsen mental health issues. Even in kids without previous mental health issues, some victims become suicidal. In a girl who already had mental health issues, that risk of that could be significantly higher. So Ella really needs to understand what she's done. You need to force her to learn about mental health and bullying, and get her to write a lengthy essay about them with references to research on these topics. You need to make her volunteer for mental health charities, etc. Is there any way you can chaperone the trip? If the teacher has enough chaperones, try explaining to the teacher why you'd like to be included. Because frankly, I'd say let her go on. You shadow her every move as if she were still too young, even to having her share your hotel room instead of another student. Because she's shown she can't be trusted on her own to behave in a civilized manner. That way, the consequences of losing trust become very clear to her over the course of the entire trip as she realizes her entire class sees her being treated like an infant. Earn the right to go on the trip by earning the money. She also earned getting direct supervision on that trip by proving that she can't be trusted otherwise. And overall, I'd address her sense of entitlement. She's not entitled to a better grade than someone else just because she's healthier. Edit forgot to vote. Not the asshole.